welcome back to our channel. So today's video is going to be my planning process this year, what I'm using, how I'm doing it, kind of things that I kind of try to implement so that it happens a little smoother for me. But before I continue, please like and follow, subscribe, comment below, all those good things. It really helps our channel. And also head over to Instagram or TikTok if you have one. We are Homeschool Homies over there as well. So yeah, if you guys are interested in hearing all the planning tea, just go ahead and keep on watching. No makeup today, definitely zoning in on this planning because I've been procrastinating, to be honest. I got started probably a few weeks ago now. The office was a mess. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared that with you guys. So I had to kind of clean in here, get everything situated so I could sit here and plan. I don't have ADHD, but I feel like I definitely have ADHD tendencies because I will have just piles of stuff everywhere, and I'll start planning on the kitchen table, in my room, on the couch, on the counter, all over the place except for in here. And this is where I want to have everything, so that way everything's in one place. I don't have to be rummaging around a bunch of rooms to find stuff. So did that, organized myself, got everything here in one place. First thing, when I plan, like I said, I want to be in a place where it's like tidy and just have everything that I need. I'll get distracted very easily, so did that. Second thing, having a planner. This year I'm using this planner here. Never used it before, but I really like it so far. So besides having a tidy workspace, having everything that you're gonna need here, having some water, some coffee, some tea, whatever you like, and you're all set up. I start with one subject at a time. So I did the torchlight. I started with the torchlight. The torchlight already has everything planned out for you. It has a weekly spread and it has a daily spread like this. And I just combine those two, write those in. And when I'm done with 1 week of the torchlight, I moved on to the Logic of English, which this is also new that we're going to be using this year. I am planning to make a video just on my first impressions of this and the torchlight before we start the new school year. So hopefully I can get this planning done so I can get those videos filmed, because this is definitely priority right now. And then after I finish level D foundations, I'll do level C. All within that 1 week, I will get that whole week done. With that one subject, I'll move on to the next one. So right now I have the torchlight done. I have the Logic of English Foundation D and the Logic of English Foundation C all written in and done. And then I'll go into more details of like how I wrote stuff, why I wrote stuff in a second. But just kind of wanted to let you guys know that process. Like, I do want to have one subject done for that 1 week, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, so I can get that whole week done in its entirety. Before, I used to, you kind of get in the zone, like you're like, okay, yeah, this one, we split it up like this, okay, next week, split it up like this, next week. And I could definitely keep going when I'm in a flow with one curriculum, with one of the curriculums. Then when I get interrupted or I have to stop, I have to do certain things, I don't finish a week, you know what I'm saying? Like, I finish a whole subject for 6 weeks, but then I still have 4 other subjects that I have to pencil in. So I've learned to finish 1 week at a time, subject by subject. I will then collect those materials for the 6 weeks. I will put them in a bin or 2. I think I'm gonna need 2 bins this year. Before I could fit everything in like 1 bin. But yeah, so I will gather everything once I'm done completely with the 6 weeks and have everything ready for when we start the 6 weeks. We can just pull from that bin or those bins because everything's going to be gathered there. That way I don't have to look around in the office or in anywhere in the house to look for materials for crafts or for phonics or for math. Everything's going to be in that bin, aside from things that obviously we have on hand all the time, like markers or paper, math manipulatives, things like that. So that's just kind of the steps that I take. So clean my space, start with one subject, complete 1 week of that subject, move on to the next one. When I finish all subjects, I will then collect materials, put them in one place to have readily available when we start the school year. And then during those 6 weeks, I'll do the same process, but just more spaced out, obviously. I'll have 6 weeks to plan for the next 6 weeks, and then whatever I don't get done, I will have the 1 week break between that. I will finish up and gather materials and be ready for the next 6 weeks. And then the way I do that is the same way. I'll just have the torchlight. I'll probably just start out with the torchlight because that one has like 4 or 5 subjects together. So I'll probably start with that and do 1 week. And then once I'm done with that first week, move on to the next. Same kind of process, just less condensed, because right now it took me a while to start the planning process just because the torchlight is new for me, and so is the logic of English. So I had to read through the material. I had to really look to see the whole vibe. So for example, the logic of English, you would think that, you know, I'd be able to be like, oh, lesson 1 on Monday, lesson 2 on Tuesday, lesson 3. But no, like one lesson is a very long lesson and you break it up within a couple of days. So those are things that you have to kind of really look at it and figure that out. I'm gonna bring you guys a little closer here while I finish planning and then just kind of show you how I organized everything on this planner. I did have to make some modifications, so I'll show you. Okay, so it's the next day and I want to show you guys how I've evolved in my planning. So the first week looks like this, kind of chaotic. So then once I was like, okay, let's move on to the next, I turned the page and there's a whole page here for extras. And look what I wrote here, extras. So yeah, so I was like, okay, let's figure this out. So for the second week, I'm almost done, I'm done. I just finished the English, I did the torchlight. Wednesday is blank. I'll find something for that. Maybe I will write in here any outings, and I hope you guys can see that. Oh wait, no you can't. So for example, I wrote lesson 122, page 13 through 17, which is grammar and spelling analysis, and then I also write the workbook page that we're gonna be doing. That's it. Here I did write the reader, but I've realized that that's really all I need to know. I need to know where we're starting at, what we're doing, and what workbook pages we're doing. So that's all I'm going to be putting on these like squares here. And then at the end here, this is everything else over here. So like I said, I think I'm just going to stop using the Post-its and I'm just going to write it here. Then you're probably wondering like, okay, where'd everything go? Ta-da! So I chose things that don't change too much or I don't need a lot of information for. So I did morning work, but I ended up writing the literature stuff here and the morning work stuff here, and I just put an arrow because I didn't feel like changing it and stuff, but you get it. So the morning work, which is here, is the same every day. The only thing I'm going to write in is what book they're reading that week. That way I can kind of keep track of that and I can make a list later because they've been reading books all year and I wish I would have kept track of what books they actually finished. My oldest, she finishes books all the time, but my youngest likes to bounce around, so it would be nice to have a list, but this year I'm going to be a little more intentional about it, write them down here. And then for literature, which is up here, it's usually the same book, just different chapters. And also I'm writing if it's daily, if it's only like a Tuesday. So for this, we have a reading and writing for this week, but only on Tuesday, and that's it. So that's going to be just stuff that pops up here and there. The Spanish, every day is a different work page. So I just wrote the title of each workbook page, and I wrote daily. I wrote daily for morning work, and then I wrote daily for the literature too. Here, like I said, it's just different chapters that we're supposed to read. And then for the poetry as well, the poetry is 3 days a week, so Monday, Thursday, Friday. So I wrote that here. And then for art and music, it's Monday, Thursday, Friday as well. And then the logic and legends is Thursday, Friday. I feel like it's way better, it's way more organized, and to be honest, for school days when we don't have time, when something's going on, this is what I'm going to be focusing on, is English, math, and the morning work. Probably literature as well, because we can always read our literature book, and Spanish. I would say that these three here, the poetry, art and music, and logic and legends, are going to be the easiest ones for me to skip out on if we're short on time. So yeah, it worked out way better. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or if you guys want to see any other videos, I'm kind of going through my list and starting to run out of ideas. So leave them down below and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.